This is your 420 Radio News for Friday, November 1st, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. 1 in 4 Americans say they'd buy pot if it were legal. From HuffingtonPost.com. Legalizing marijuana would more than double the potential market for the drug, according to a new HuffPost YouGov poll. Results show that 26% of Americans say they would buy marijuana at least on rare occasions if it was legal in their state, compared to 9% who said they'd buy it at least on rare occasions now. The percentage who said they would buy marijuana often jumped from 1% who do so now to 4% who would buy it if it was legal. When asked about their buying frequency, 18% of respondents say they would buy marijuana more often than they do now if it was legal. That includes 16% who said they never buy marijuana now, but would, at least on rare occasions, if it was legal to do so. Colorado voters deciding how high to tax pot, from USA Today. On Tuesday, voters decide whether to approve a 15% excise tax to pay for school construction, plus an extra sales tax of 10% to fund marijuana enforcement. Some pot activists are campaigning against the laws, arguing that marijuana should be taxed like beer, which has a tax rate of 8 cents a gallon. They've handed out free joints at tax protests. While polls suggest the tax is going to pass, even in this state where voters frequently reject new taxes, it is very much an open question how much the state is going to reap. If recreational pot smokers in Colorado stay in the black market to avoid taxes, while the price tag for regulating a new industry balloons, marijuana legalization could suddenly look like a bad deal. Colorado also allows growing pot at home without a license, allowing users to avoid taxes entirely. New Hampshire marijuana law defeated even though most people wanted to legalize. From alternate.org. Proponents of ending marijuana prohibition in the state of New Hampshire hope to become the third state in the country, after Colorado and Washington, to legalize consumption of marijuana for adults over 21. Unfortunately, House Bill 492, which would have done exactly that, was defeated by a close vote in the New Hampshire House of Representatives Criminal Justice and Public Safety Committee. Both Republicans and Democrats sponsored the bill. HB 492 was modeled on the legislation that passed in Colorado and would have allowed individuals to cultivate up to 6 plants for personal use, and would have set up a system for taxing and regulating the cultivation, production, and sale of marijuana, including licensed and regulated marijuana retail stores. According to a new WMUR Granite State poll released October 25th by the University of New Hampshire Survey Center, 60% of New Hampshire adults supported HB 492. Just 36% say they are opposed. In Live Free or Die, New Hampshire, possession of small amounts of marijuana can result in being charged with a Class A misdemeanor and being sentenced to 1 year in jail and up to a $2,000 fine. Dealers of even small amounts of marijuana can be charged with a felony. Flanagan, legal cannabis would net €300 million for the Exchequer. From the Irish Examiner. Independent Member of Parliament Luke Ming Flanagan launched his cannabis regulation bill in 2013, which would legalize the use of cannabis and allow people to cultivate up to 6 plants in their home or grow the drug for commercial purposes. The bill also suggests setting up cannabis social clubs where up to 300 plants could be grown under license on a not-for-profit basis. It also proposes district court licenses be granted for the cultivation, sale, and transportation of the drug, Amsterdam-style coffee shops where, for example, cannabis cookies or cakes could be sold. It also proposes allowing smoking of the drug in such establishments, making it an offense for anyone under 18 to have the drug, and an offense to drive under the influence of cannabis, as well as an offense to possess large quantities of the drug. Mr. Flanagan estimated up to 150,000 Irish people use the drug at least once per month. Mr. Flanagan pointed to Colorado and Washington state, which recently legalized the drug in America, and said Ireland should now lead the way in Europe. Hundreds of cannabis workers fall ill in Albanian village, from Reuters.com. Doctors in Albania say hundreds of people have fallen ill from harvesting cannabis in a lawless region that for years has been out of bounds to police, Albanian media reported on Friday. Some 2,000 people, including poor Roma who have set up camp near Lazarat, have been working for months in the cannabis fields, where producers pay €8 per 10 kilos of the processed drug. This has been your 420 Radio News for Friday, November 1st, 2013. I'm Russ Belville. When we come back, we go behind the headlines in Missouri, where a police officer is being called out for his prejudicial remarks against marijuana reformers. You're listening to The Russ Belville Show on 420radio.org. We'll be right back.